Top 9 Insane Sightings by Astronauts in Space, UFO Aliens and many more. Space is so vast and fascinating, but the bad luck is that we do not know what we have in that vast world. We make assumptions and hypotheses about our limited understandings of things, but there are also things that we do not understand and they leave us in a state of scratching our minds. To know these things at a limited level, stay with us in today's video, as we will discuss some bizarre stuff that astronauts came across while traveling in space. It is not necessary to believe, but you must be open-minded enough that all this can happen because I told you earlier about the space being strange and vast. Every person traveling in an area comes up with a unique story for people, which can vary from different spaceships and flying objects and the rays of light hitting them. They claim to come across fear-causing incidents that left them in shivering states. 9 such sightings are being discussed here for you. 9. The exploding UFO. Many such strange incidents happened in the past. Still, scientists were reluctant while talking about them as they had developed the perception that nobody would believe them and probably would mock them on hearing about such bizarre stuff. When we talk about Major General Kaval Ionic, who was working at an orbital space station in 1981 as part of a crew manning person, he had visuals of an object orbiting around in space. That object was the size of a finger. He admitted that he was unsure about the size because the object was far away. His partner Victor Svanik got excited and wanted to picture that thing, then suddenly the object got fire among the clouds, and only black smoke was left there. On explosion, that object divided into 2 dumbbell-shaped pieces that were never seen again. 8. A glass dome on the moon. A NASA astronaut said, "The space seems like a local leather shoe from the moon." In contrast, others thought it could only be possible if Alan Bean were seeing through the glass dome that could be a leftover material of an alien civilization residing there some time ago. Theories of space being inky black were passed previously, and if someone claims to see the black surface, it is not clear that someday we will come across a substantial alien civilization. 7. Animal Cemetery. It is pretty hard to believe, but many space travelers have claimed to see different animal corpses in space. It is not a fantastical opinion because the first animals observed were monkeys and dogs. They were taken there, and when the mission did not succeed, the bodies of these poor souls were chucked into space, where they are floating to date. It is shocking and creepy, but still, it happens sometimes, but we don't know when and how. 6. Cylindrical UFOs. What shape comes to our mind when we think of any UFO? Most commonly, it is a saucer shape. And it happens unintentionally, as not everybody has seen these UFOs personally. We just saw them being portrayed in Hollywood movies and pictures. Musa Manor, the cosmonaut, saw an odd UFO during her mission to the Russian space station. She was making a documentary when suddenly she saw a shiny object near the spacecraft. That object was cylindrical, and when it was keenly observed, it turned out to be a UFO. 5. The array of UFOs. To come across a single UFO is exciting, but will you feel the same about seeing a whole array at once? When astronaut Gordon Cooper traveled to Mercury and Gemini, he said he came across the entire convoy during the mission. And surprisingly, he experienced the same after the 10 years he was completing the solo journey around the Earth. The green UFO was also captured on Cooper's radar system controlling flight. While addressing UN officials about the matter, he said that all these vehicles and crews visit Earth from common other planets. Still, people do not feel comfortable discussing them openly. 4. A ray of light. The American commander of the International Space Station, Leroy, also experienced strange lights during the spacewalk. Those lights were making different and unique formations, and this thing was seen by other people, also. Still, they said that it could be the emitted light of ships traveling in the South American oceans for fishing. Leroy Shia was at 230 meters at the time of the incident, and it was impossible to see the Earth's light at this height. He also said it could be aliens visiting somewhere and was not ready to rule out the possibility. 3. Is someone looking at us? Neil Armstrong, the first man known for landing on Earth, said that being watched is just a tiny step for man, but for humanity, it is a giant hole, as he saw the whole parking lot of UFOs during the mission. When he landed back after the Apollo mission, NASA lost all transmission for just a few minutes, and rumors also spread that Neil Armstrong connected the control station and told them about the presence of some beings and spaceships there. They were all lined up and watching stuff happening around them. On his arrival back to Earth, Armstrong kept on being secretive about the happenings of the journey and didn't confirm or deny any such talks. There could be many reasons, like the absence of any factual basis, or he believed that if he accepted all this, it would cause an uproar among the people. 2. Space has snakes. Dr. Musgrave returned from space with another strange story of 8-feet-long snake that he saw floating all around his spaceship. No one can DIY such a claim made by a sensible man, but still, they said there is a possibility of that thing being a hose detached from the ship during any flight or space junk. He denied all this due to that snake's strange propulsion technique or eel. He came across the same thing twice, and it is no chance that you can get mistaken twice for the same thing. 1. An unknown thing knocks at. Imagine you are all alone traveling for the first time in space, and suddenly you hear a knocking sound at your spacecraft. This happened in 2003 with the astronaut Yang Liwei from China. While talking about the sound, Yang said that the knock was similar to the hammer's sound as it was strange and scary simultaneously. When he peeped out of the spaceship, there was nobody. A similar incident happened with the astronauts traveling after him. In 1969, a test flight cut its contact with the radio station when it was orbiting around the moon to land there, and before the loss of connection, a sound that nobody could explain was heard. These kinds of conspiracies are not few. The list is very long, and all this stuff is always available to aeronautical scientists for further interpretation. However, still, nobody can prove or disprove all this, and nowadays, the news is also rumoring that aliens will land on Earth in a month or two. If that could happen, it would prove that all these bizarre sightings belong to the aliens, but to date, nobody is sure enough to say anything regarding the matter. The whole world is wondering about the matter. Do you also feel the same? Please let us know your take on this bizarre stuff in the comment section. If you like the content, do not forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel if you want more such stuff to come your way. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you soon.